Hey everyone, welcome to Medaverse Live for this wonderful Sunday evening. I'm Mike Lockhart, one of the head honchos over here at Medaverse, and this is my baby. This is my project over here. Yes, a little explanation on that. Yeah, it's like this is, for those of you unaware, Project Artificial Legacy was kind of my brainchild. Was kind of the big pitch that I threw in. So I am I've been given full reins on this project, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing tonight. Anyway, yeah, welcome to Metaverse Live, guys. Thank you, guys and gals. Thank you for joining me tonight. For anybody unaware, we do this every Sunday night. It's just a little time where I get to set aside and actually work. Yes, actually just get to work on this project, on this amazing game that we've been working on for, we're on episode 79, I think. So for the last 79 weeks, give or take. Well, actually more, give. Wow, holy crap. 79 weeks we've been working on this project. And it has been coming along quite nicely. But yeah, so, just news for the week. Trying to think what's been going on this week. Oh, well, last week, a quick rundown of what we were doing last week. Last week we were going through and actually doing a lot of graphical update on this game. Really kind of, yeah, play an editor. Going through and actually doing a lot of the. Whoa, what the? That was new. Huh. Okay. Weird. Just been doing a lot of. Ooh, cool. Just been doing a lot of little edits, kind of updating the look and feel for the game. And wow, I totally jumped into an area where I can't even show that. Anyway, so yeah, we're going through updating the graphics, making it look a lot better than what it previously. Honestly, yeah, it looked a lot simpler back in the day. I mean, we've gone. Well, actually, this is really. It's got a lot of messed up, updated graphics. But yeah, we've been going through, updating it, making it look a lot better. I mean, even here is a little different compared to what we're doing. You look at how flat this looks, and now the new version, we're adding a lot of shadow, adding a lot of extra depth. I mean, you can see remnants of some of the old stuff in this area. But yeah, we've been going through updating how everything looks, just trying to give it a much nicer look and feel compared to what we had previously. And so that's what we've been really hammering on for the last few weeks, actually probably like the last month or so now. And it's really starting to come together. It's really starting to look nice. We're going to start, hopefully, be wrapping it up shortly on the initial top level area and start going over and start to work on the actual like game area. Start going into this area, updating this, getting this all looking nice. Hopefully we should be doing that, starting that very shortly. As I said, I want to kind of wrap up the top area, the training area, the intro area, whatever I decide I want to call it. Get this area wrapped up so that we can start working on the other area. We might go in and start working on some of the graphics. Like I was saying last week, we wanted to create some new brick options for the underground that are big, bulky bricks and not these little tiny things. So that's probably what we're going to work on tonight. But anyway, so yeah, we've been working on updating the graphics a lot. Outside of that, things that have been happening over the week, I've been working on some concept art lately. Since I lack a second camera that actually can work for an overhead camera, we haven't been doing any artwork here. There goes my little filter thing again. You have to deal with a slightly brighter side on this side. You can already tell there's some awkward shadows. I gotta work on updating the lighting situation here. It's starting to fall apart a little. Okay, so back on focus. Okay, here we go. So yeah, since this is live, I can't do reshoots and go take two. So anyway, so I'm doing some artwork. I really need to get a second camera in here so I can actually start doing the artwork on during the show again. I'm just trying to do a lot of really solid concept art. Um, I've kind of been juggling with a art style that's really reminiscent of like trying to think like kind of like a very He-Man-ish, like He-Man-ish Dungeons and Dragons 80s style artwork style. Um, it's really hard to try to get that. I mean, I'm also looking at a lot of like retro 70s, 80s, 70s, early 80s anime, trying to come up with that art style, a nice style with all those kind of elements mixed in. And I'm really looking forward to when we start doing the Super Nintendo game, because then I can just boom hop into the hop into the era where I'm more comfortable with art styles, because that's when I really was doing a lot of when my art my style developed was in the late 80s 90s, based on anime at that era. So anime, American cartoons like Batman, the animated series, even Disney in that era was also a major influence. So when I hit Super Nintendo on, it's going to be much more comfortable for me designing the artwork, because I can just go with my normal style, which is going to be a lot nicer. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, I really need to get another camera in here so we can start doing some of the artwork stuff and take breaks occasionally from doing the actual game. Though this really is a time where I can actually really sit and work on the game itself. So it'll be more like something to help just break up shows occasionally. Maybe do like another stream later on where I'll be just doing artwork, so separate from the Medaverse live stuff. But anyway, so I've been working on a lot of that. Been doing some concept art, really rough concept art designs for how the world looks, since we have decided that we really need to kind of flesh out that design element. As I mentioned in the last show, the world we have here is going to have a real heavy mix of both like of a balance of modern era and nature type thing. Really hard to kind of like explain it really. I would say part of my influence was kind of looking at some of the old artwork from the J.R.R. Tolkien stuff like Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, looking at some of that artwork that was used in the early books, not the Lord of the Rings that we know today that was done by Peter Jackson. I'm talking like the really early stuff, even like the animated series, the animated movie, The Hobbit. We're trying to do like a balance where this world has a like it has decided, like when they were developing, they took the course of action of actually working alongside nature and not just bulldozing it over. Not trying to do like some type of political thing about how we need to work with nature or anything. It's just we decided to do this so we can explain some different elements, like one, why are there no power lines or like all around, why and this also allows us to have like weird like caves, and because I mean honestly, you look at this, it's like what type of city has their sewer system go down like God knows how many stories underground. It's like a skyscraper underground. So what type of world would you have something like that? And we're thinking, well, if you had a world where they both lived above ground and underground, where they decide to like, I don't know, maybe the sewer system was designed by dwarves. What's this? Frame rate has been under 10 frames. I haven't even been doing anything with game. Cancel, ignore. So yeah, we decided like, well, let's say our game is like a modern day Middle Earth type thing. Like Middle Earth has evolved. It's like they decide, hey, they found electricity, but instead of having it above ground where um, creatures could fly into it and stuff. They kept everything underground, and like the elaborate sewer systems in the ground. Well, that's because they have these massive cave systems. Maybe we'll have, like, you have the transit systems underground, along with your utilities and all that stuff. I know we were trying to find explanations for why we decided to do things the way we did, and we found, like, well, that would make sense. It also allows us to also explain, like, okay, why are there random not random monster attacks like Final Fantasy style, but like, why are there all these weird creatures also on this world? Well, let's say they're fantasy creatures type thing. So like, you have a world where you work your 9 to 5, and then after work you can go on a quest. I don't know. This is things we were trying to figure out for this world to kind of explain things, and we kind of like this idea. We kept playing around with it. This is a great idea. It's like wow. You can tell when I get really excited about something, where I start just going crazy talking about it, and I'm going all over the place. So I just need to take a breather for a second and go back to it. But yeah, this world, yeah, it really is a you work 9 to 5, or you can. This is kind of like Pokemon, if you think about it. Like, you got people in the world of Pokemon who probably work a regular 9 to 5, and then they can go out and they can do Pokemon battles, go on quests to find Pokemon, things like that. So it's like, this is a similar situation where you have a world where it's going to be very similar to our own, but it just by chance has a lot of other elements in it. Magic exists in this world, and it coincides with science and technology. They decided to work alongside nature. There were decisions where it's like, okay, we don't want power lines and phone lines and all this stuff above ground, where your flying creatures could wind up running into them, and then you have a nice cooked dinner or something. So like, this is helped us with a lot of explanations of why things were underground instead of above ground. I know most video games, they don't care. They don't really think about it. It's like, yeah, there's just no power lines above ground for who knows what reason. We decided to actually try to give explanations to this type of stuff, and so that's why we were developing the world we were. So yeah, so I've been doing a lot of drawings. Just kind of so same with a couple of the other guys. Been trying to just kind of redesign buildings for how would they look if you had a society which did this type of thing. We were just, it's been a little kind of a pain in the butt trying to figure this stuff out, because you really kind of think about it. It's like, well, how would things change? You want to have familiarity, but you also want things to look like kind of fantasy-ish. So it's something we've been working on, trying to figure out, and it's been interesting, to say the least. So yeah, that's been a fun thing. I'll probably next week's show, I'll probably show some of the design stuff that we've been working on. See if the guys can send me over some of their stuff, just so I can show you guys what we've been doing. Let's see. On the development end, I know our guy's been updating stuff like crazy. What? SM5? Huh. He upgraded the engine to the most recent Unreal, so he warned me things might be a little different. Things do look a little different. Because I was complaining about how I was having that weird issue with moving the character around, so he went through and he upgraded stuff for me. Where's our main character? Wait, let's just run it. Like, that's the easiest way to find her. She's right over there. And things are running a little sluggish, so now, okay, see, now I can actually move her. Yeah, he was unsure of why that was happening, so he just went through it. He updated the engine. So he was warning me that there's gonna be things might be laid out a little different, and it does look like that. And those things are running a little sluggish too, which that's kind of a shame. But yeah, so that's something we get to. So I should be able now. He said I should be able to go back to doing this. So let's see. Copy. Yeah, there. Cool. Everything's working again. I can actually do stuff like this. Woohoo. That's great because that was something I really wanted to. Woohoo. There. That's awesome. Okay. Great. So things are working again, which is great news. Because I really wanted to start like putting stuff like this into the game so that we can actually yeah, try things out. So awesome. That's great. I'm happy he did that. Yeah, you can tell I haven't had a chance to log into the game since last week. So it's awesome that he did that. So let's just save all. But yeah, he warned me things might run a little sluggish. I mean, mainly because my machine is getting kind of old, which, oh, great, huh? Yeah, last thing I needed to do is have to buy new hardware. But yeah, anyway, that's great news that he got that back up and running. So cool. Yeah. So anything else? I think that is about everything that's been going on over here at Medaverse. Yeah, great. We can keep moving forward with developing the game, which is awesome. I've explained a little bit about what we are kind of going for this world, so I can, um, excuse me. So I mean, that's one thing that we're going to be working on too. Is we might hop over into the editor to the sprite builder, sprite building software, and actually work on making some new items. I know one thing we want to do was have some electrical conduits that you could get zapped on, so that might be something we might work on tonight, maybe. Not sure yet. Also, we need to kind of start adding. We probably need to build an actual like tree log, a thick one, not a skimpy thin one. Um, Oh, I forgot to mention, Thom. Thanks for the like for tonight's episode. Boy, that you hit that early this. Like as soon as I tweeted it out, he was boom, liked it. So I just wanted to give a shout out. Thank you for doing that. Um, yeah, I think that's it for tonight. This, just this quick update. As I said, it's been a lot of like prep work, getting things ready. We've had some updates to the engine, which was nice. Things seem to be back up and running properly. And yeah, tonight we're going to wrap up this section of the game. So the intro area will be done, minus putting in the bad guys. We still got to. Last I knew, there were bugs in those guys. I don't know if they fixed that yet. Actually, let's try it. Actually. So yeah, actually, we'll hold off on doing that right now. We'll wrap up this little part of the show where I just kind of give you the update, because I am thinking about cutting these and making them their own little separate thing, so people can get these little quick 15-20 minute ordeals where I talk about what the updates for the show is, and they don't have to sit through the whole 2-hour show. So yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, so things are going great. We are still aiming to try to get this first game at least in an alpha stage by end of year. So come hopefully 2020, we'll have an alpha build of this game running. We can start doing some testing with other people, trying it out, giving us feedback on what we should update and change, and hopefully have an official release for the first game in 2020 with and then get going on the next chapter for this. And if all goes well, I am hoping that we'd be able to get these games at least, so hopefully like 2020 for the first chapter, 2021 maybe early 2022 for the second game, and then probably 2024 for the third game, and the fifth game probably late 26, maybe 27, depending on how, because the 3D part of it, I'm hoping is going to be a lot easier for us to work with, given that almost all our backgrounds are more in the 3D area. I know our developer, he's done a lot of work with 3D, so that's really good for him. Um, Actually, like almost everyone has had experience in the 3D end of it, doing map making, content creation, dating all the way back from Bungie's Marathon, Unreal, Quake, doing map design, stuff like that. So I feel like the 64-bit era stuff is going to be kind of easy to develop and get going, because we have experience doing map making and stuff like that for that. Um, and doing the jump to the 128-bit era. I know these are not, well, the 128-bit is not really an official error, but I still like to refer to it. I know it's just like marketing thing Sega did, but I still like calling it that. But that error, I feel like, is going to hopefully should be a fairly easy transition over from the 64-bit, which I feel like we were definitely very comfortable in the 64-bit era stuff, because that was a lot of when we were that was like kind of like the exact era where we were playing a lot of games in that era, where we once we kind of got bored with playing the games over and over again, we actually started doing level design, making our own versions of these games with all the content creation tools that were being released, and became very comfortable with that stuff. So it should be interesting. Anyway, so yeah, that's the rundown for what's been going on over here, and kind of a little glimpse into the future for this stuff. So yeah, we're gonna now kick it over to actually working on the game and see what we can put together tonight. So with that, I'm going to get some music going, and I really need to start just queuing this up to begin with, and not be dawdling around looking for it afterwards. I feel like I need to find another source for royalty-free music, because I'm still not like, oh, this stuff's so great. Oh, come on here. I really wish you could just play any music we want whatsoever, and we wouldn't have to worry about it. I mean, it's not even like it's not like you're coming here to listen to music. You're coming here to watch me do this, and I just have it playing in the background. I'm not making any money off these shows. It's really annoying. At least lately, I have not been getting hit with any freaking like copyright notices, which has been awesome. SM Space Blaster SP, thank you for the like for the tonight's show. Woohoo! Okay, let's try out this music. So we're doing vlog, no copyright music. See how this stuff sounds. Okay, so there we go. Got some music, and let's start working. So first thing off, I'm going to try see how the bad guys work. See if maybe they got those things fixed. Is that this? So last time we tried it, they jumped like crazy. And she is not there anymore. So it looks like the characters are still broken. Or did I not put... okay. Oh, did she not... Or did she get tossed behind the thing? So, save? Play? I'm afraid she's fall. You know, let's get her. Well, technically, this is one of those monster guys. I don't know really why. Save all. Let's see this. Okay, yeah, she's either falling. Let's see, yeah, so she's either falling or she's still broken. What's this? Oh, start point. Okay, so that's interesting. How did I even select that? Holy cow. Okay, now I'm seeing this. Just change that to, I don't know what, let's see. Okay, let's try it. Let's just. Nice. It's not working. I only got a notepad just up and running, so I can copy some of these things on here. So maybe we just, I don't know, try copying this stuff onto it. I gotta remember Z is up, is the technically the y-axis, and I don't know why they have them reversed on this. So okay, navigation endpoint. So let's put the ones that I grabbed. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's see if this works. If this is gonna be my last try. If this doesn't work, I'm not gonna mess around with it anymore. Just because, like, I've got other things I want to work on tonight. So he's trying to shoot me, I think, right now. Ah. Well, she's kind of working. But it's obvious she still isn't working. One, she's facing the wrong way. Wow, some of the stuff's working really funky today. Hey, look, I can select that now. Huh. Let's go check the other one. You need to finally get it to stop shooting yourself. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, come on. Hit undo. Fine, you want to be that way? I really don't know why she's walking backwards of all things. You know what? Let's just, I don't know, front. Okay. That's different. Huh. Interesting. Why is the arrow not even showing up? Shoot, right here. This is where it's shooting from. I don't know. But it seems like this arrow here is not working. Huh. I'll have to mention it. I'm not going to mess with it because I'm afraid I'm going to break something. But I'm going to mention it to him. See if he can fix that. As for you, you are still broken. but you're not as broken as before. Yeah, I'll leave you in here for now. You're actually working somewhat. At least you can make reference like, hey, go check this guy out. She doesn't seem to be working. And she needs the sprite updated too, so. Okay, so where do we leave off? Yes, this is what we were doing. I want to be able to get out of this area now. So. Everything is rearranged. Like having everything on the same side. There we go. Yeah, these are not. These pretty much have their own shadow, I guess. It's not gonna be able to add like the super thick stuff. The one thing I did want to do, these things still are kind of. Oops. So adding bigger levels is probably going to be a must need. I mean, not bigger levels, better shadowing system. Because right now, yeah, because everything else has a nice thick shadow on it except for these, so. Okay. I'm gonna delete that because we're not using those anymore. I'm just gonna erase these. Okay. Kind of got to figure out whereabouts was. So we jump up onto here. You got to have enough space. Oops. It's definitely not there. So yeah, right about that would be. Other option, probably what? Maybe there, that could work. Oops, that's cap locks. see which one feels better too. So. I think we definitely need to come up with a better shadow. I think this might be a little too thick. I don't have my other controller on me right now, so I'm doing this all keyboard based. Now, I don't know if it's the game itself is got this new sluggishness to it, or if it's because I'm running it this way. Okay, we're gonna do that one. Or we're gonna do this. I kind of like that side more. No, don't make it.